Right, looking at this chart here, we had a signal around this part here, but I would not take that signal. I'll tell you why. Just to reiterate, the dark blue candles are buy signals and the dark red candles are sell signals. So as you can see, we've had a few signals, and when you get those signals, it does go the direction which it's supposed to be. But like I said, I wouldn't have taken this signal. Let me tell you why. This let me put a line here. Just about can see that. That's 8 o'clock. Right, that's 8 o'clock there. You get a signal at 8 o'clock. However, the first sell signal we actually received here is here, which is last night. Is like 11:30 or so in the night. So that's not my trading hours. My trading hours is not 11:30 at night. It's nothing like that. But that's when the initial sell came in. So as far as I'm concerned, if we get a sell signal around this time here, the 8 o'clock sell signal is at the end of the run, as far as I'm concerned. And just looking at it visually, you can see that it's been busy throughout the night. So yes, I can see that you would have actually got something out of it. Here, look, if you see, if you did take that sell there, put a stop, a mental stop around this area here, 20 points, 18 points, you would get your money back. You would get your double your money. It would have worked. But me personally, on those ones, I kind of don't like to do them at that time, when after it's had a nice little run. Look at that run. It's quite elaborate. Let's have a look here. It's 57 candles. That's a long run. Suppose it's going for this one here. Looking at it, probably looking for this. So it's almost got it anyway. It's going for that low. It wants to surpass that low. Let's go to the hourly chart and have a look. See what the chart looks like. Again, it looks textbook, and it's surpassed this low already. So it looks like it's going for the low again. So it's just trending down. And it's easy to say and see after the fact. After the fact, is easy to see, oh, it's trending down, blah, blah, blah. But what we're trying to do is make it seen as it is happening. This is the key, to see it while it's happening, not when it has happened. Anyone can see this downward trend. Anyone, you ask a kid what's happening, oh, it's going down. This is easy to see, but you have to see this as it is unfolding, and that is where the talent comes in. That's where your artistry comes in, right? So looking at a naked chart here on a 5-minute chart, you can see it's going down quite a fair bit, but the signal here is not seen. There's no signal seen here. You can't tell here which candle to go in on. We know it was this one, the 8 o'clock candle, that was indicated that there's going to be a bit of momentum downwards. So We know that, but on this chart, you can't really tell. Some people trade like this. I'm not sure how they can trade without any indication whatsoever. Just dealing with the length of candles and stuff like that. It's me personally. I think it's very difficult because yeah, you can deal with price action, but like I said, when you see most of the time the price action is seen, everyone can see it. Like everyone can see this large candle. See this large one here? Everyone can see it. So it's not a secret. Yeah, okay, it went up this time. That's fair. But it doesn't mean it's going to go up all the time. For example, look at this price action just before it. This is the problem with things like price action. You see the price action before? This one is a nice healthy looking candle, and it retracted, it retraced before. I suppose if you got a stop loss here, you would have been all right. But I don't know. Some people may have put their stop loss underneath here, underneath here, and they all would have been lost out. I suppose you can use it. People use price action. Like I said, everyone does their way. They have their own way of doing it. People do it how they do it. It's not anything other than that. I can't say that price action is wrong because people make money from it. People lose money from it. But I personally don't like to be in the same boat as everyone else. I would like to have a bit of advantage, just a bit of advantage, so that we can see things that other people can't see. So price action is cool, but I don't like it. Look at that. That's a price action. Look at that. That's price action right there. It works. But the problem I've got, like I said, is quite expensive as far as I'm concerned. Look at that. That's 80 points. So you're going to have to put an 80 pip stop. Nah, that's just too much for me anyway. Some other people will find it fine because they were staying for another 80 points. They were staying all the way down to here, maybe even further. They'll probably still wait. They're still waiting. And then they'll come down and probably get it. Do you see what I mean? But they're still waiting. They're still in a trade. That's hours, even days in a trade, which is fair. You can trade how you want to trade. But me, I like to get in and get out. Let's have a look at that again. This price action. Let's see. This is 20 2001 at 1325. Let's have a look. See what it tells us on this one. 20. Just go back and have a look and see if we get any sort of indication at 20. Yeah, this is what we got. We got at 35 points, we got an indication. Right, we got an indication here. And there's our 1-to-1 there. It's a decent trade. Decent trade. I don't know if I would have taken it. See what the time is. 1:35, they said, isn't it? 1:25. Possible. Possible. But like I said, you don't have to take every signal. But this seems to be doing all right. You would have got your money back already on this already. We would have been out of that. Look at that. 19 points. Done. So, like I was saying, this is it's not every trade you would take, not every signal, because if you look at it properly, like I said, it starts early. This is out of my trading hours. I don't trade at 11:30 in the nights. Multiple reasons. One is after I've done all my analysis and my research and, all of the indications and all the signals, etc. statistically, after hours, the momentum candles do not have the momentum. They don't have it. They don't have that that clout that will drive the market left or up or down, left or right, whichever way you want to call it. They don't have the momentum for it. So you would get a signal, but the signal's kind of is comparatively strong to the surrounding candles. However, in the grand scheme of things, it is weak. So it doesn't drive the cells that much. It doesn't drive it up and it doesn't drive it down that well. Sometimes it happens, like we can see here. This is a really nice signal. This one here at 11:30 is a beautiful signal, to be quite honest. It's a nice signal. You get a nice lit. It's a tiny signal here. Look at that. That's 17 points in, right? And the amount of pips that come out of it, it's a decent return, isn't it? That's almost 60 points. So that's a nice 1 to 4. I suppose people who do 1 to 4s, etc., will be looking for such a move. But me personally, I like to get into a move like this, and within maybe an hour, I'm out. That's it. I don't like staying in there that long. But that is a good move. That at 11:30 is a good move. I like it. If I was doing trades out of hours, but I'm not doing trades out of hours at the moment. Um, Even though we're late to this trade, we can hop in. We can have a little go, but I'm not going to do that. I won't do that because that's the problem which a lot of traders suffer with. It's almost like you want to trade it. You're late. You know you're late, but you still want to go because you see it doing something and you feel that you're going to miss out. You have to fight that urge. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just leave it. It's going to look brilliant. Excuse me. You would probably want to think that you want to go into that trade, but you've got to kind of like be kind of disciplined and don't believe that you've lost out on anything, because there will always be another trade. There will always be another trade. And if I go in now, like for example, if I say, you know what, let me go in, it's still going down, then my whole strategy is not being thought out, because now I'm doing a trade which I do not know anything about. I cannot predict the trade because I don't know that way of doing it, if that makes sense to you. Like, for example, if I go into a trade here, which is the signal, right? I enter a trade here. I know I'm going to put my stop loss up here mentally or physically, and I know that I want at least 19 points, about 19 points from the trade. So I know when it comes to around this area here, I would come out of the trade. That is my strategy here. And if it goes up above this, I'm out. If it goes above this stop loss here, this area, I'm coming out. This area here, look, that's, you can see that is a decent area to put a stop loss here. Look, I know that it's coming out. I know I'm coming out. But if I go in late, which is here, before I said, oh, it's going down, let's take a trade here. I mean, I suppose I can put my stop loss here, or here, but that's 35 pips. So I'm looking for 35 pips. I'm looking for 35. Is there going to be 35 extra when it's gone down 35 already? It's possible, but it's not the trade. It's not a trade strategy that I know. So it's almost like I will just be hoping that it works. And that is not how trading works. You have to kind of almost predict what's going to happen. And if it does not happen that way, You have to accept that you are wrong. So I'm hoping this makes sense to you. It kind of, you have to accept that you're wrong is a big thing. People don't like to accept they're wrong. They don't want to do it. They want to say, no, it's going to happen. It will work. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing and stuff like that, which is fair enough. But if you have a plan, it should go towards that plan, at least loosely. Not that you're hoping that it goes down. For example, you're hoping that it sells. It might shoot all the way up from here and go all the way up here and then come down, right? And you might get that trade, for example, but that is not what you predicted. You predicted that from here it wouldn't pass this area, right? And then it will go down. You predicted that it would not pass this area here, these prices up here, right? It will not pass these prices and then it will go down. So it can go sideways, it can do down, up, but it can't pass that area. Now, if you have this trade and it goes up higher than this, right? And then it goes down, that is not your prediction, right? I've heard people say, oh yeah, it went up against me, right? And then it went down in my favor and it was cool. That's fair enough. You can win that trade, but that's not what you predicted. You have to kind of have your predictions at least loosely. Otherwise, you're just praying. You're just praying and hoping that it works. And it's a 50-50 chance, really. It might work and it might not. Do you see what I mean? So it's kind of like you've got to have a plan. You've got to plan it out first so that you're not just hoping and waiting. Because that is nail biting. That's too much drama. It's way too much drama. You're just waiting and praying if it works or not. It's rubbish. That's not trading. That's praying and hoping. That's gambling. That's really gambling, isn't it? Really, that's what that is. That's nothing more than gambling. If you're hoping if it works or not, you're hoping, you're praying, you're biting your nails, you're just praying. You're banking. Nah, that's just not. Nah, you're banking on just hope, and it doesn't work that way. That's what gamblers do, not professional gamblers, because professional gamblers know what they're doing. They have predictions, but people that just hope and pray, that's not how you're going to make money in this game, because all it takes is for one of those hopes and prayers to not go your way. Like, for example, let's look at this trade. Let's just have a look at this trade here. This trade example. You get a buy signal here, indicated by the blue candle, right? You put your stop loss here underneath moving 200 and underneath this spike here, right? So you're in it for 46 points. Yeah, it starts going up in your favor, right? But then it doesn't. Then it comes down a bit, it comes down, and then you get a huge massive, look at this huge massive candle against you, right? Now most people would have not moved their stop loss and just got stopped out, and that would have been the end of that trade. But some people who hope and pray, and it's happened to the best of us, trust me, it's happened to the best of us, would move their stop loss. When they're seeing this, they will move it or even remove it and hope that this candle comes back up. They will be hoping and hoping and hoping. And then it comes down further, you're still hoping. It comes down further, you're still hoping. You've got hope now. Look, it's going up. It's going up. It's going up. It's going up. You think it's coming. You're hoping and praying. And then it goes back down again even further. And then you're in this massive trade. You're in this trade and you wanted 46, remember? You were in it for 46 at the beginning. Now you're in it for 136. Now you're in it for 136. That's way out of the budget. Where are you going to get 136 points from? Do you see what I mean? You can't hope and pray, because you are then a slave to the market. You can't do that. You have to have your plan. So instead of you hoping and praying here, you just put your stop loss there. If it doesn't, you want it from here, it should go. Your plan, let me tell you what your plan should be here. Your plan should be, you buy here. You got your 46 points if you want to do it that way, right? If it goes any further than this point here, yeah, that's it. You're out. It can move up and down. It can go sideways, whatever. But it can't go past a certain point. And yes, people will just say, oh, what are you talking about? That's just a stop loss. It isn't, it isn't, because stop losses are clever, because you can lose a winning trade because of a stop loss. I've seen it happen many, many times, and knowing where to put your stop loss is a big thing. Is huge. It's actually huge, because I don't know if there's any examples here, but the amount of times that I've been stopped out and then it goes in my favor, you just think, why me? But it's not why you. It is designed that way. You've got to understand this. You've got to understand this. It doesn't want you to follow it. It don't want you to follow the money. I want to show you. Where can I see it here? I want to show you an example. Let's see if I can find an example here that it goes. This one's not really. Okay, yeah. This one here. Look at this. Right, look at this. Here, just say you got an inkling to go that is selling off, because you looked at a 1 hour chart and is on a nice sell. The trending is selling. Right, so you put a sell in here, right, and you say your stop loss is just above this area here, which coincides with this area. So your stop loss is around this area here, right? Now you put your stop loss here, hard stop loss. Let's put the stop loss. You put your stop about here, right? A hard stop loss which everyone can see is registered. Now it goes down in your favor. You can see it going down, right? Then it comes back up, takes your stop loss. Look at the way it takes it, just slightly. Look at that. Just takes your stop loss, and then it goes down in your favor, and it really goes down. Look at that. It really goes down. And you're just saying, oh my God, it's taken my stop loss. This is ridiculous. It always happens to me, blah, blah, blah. No, it is happening to everyone. Everyone is told to put their stop loss in these kind of points, these peaks. They're told to put their stop losses there, right? They're told this. But what I'm trying to tell you, right, if you've got a mental stop loss, right? If you have a mental stop loss, this wouldn't have happened to you. You would still be in a trade, because you monitor this, right? And you can see that the price has gone up there, but it did not close here. The price went up, but it did not close here. So that means to me, it went up there to take some money, and then just to give it energy. Look at money like petrol or fuel, right? So it's taking the fuel that it needs to drive it down. That's what it's done. It's taken all these stop losses. There's plenty of them up here. Plenty. And they are up there, and they are waiting for you to come in and take them. Just 1 second. I said, if you were in this trade and you had a stop loss, mentally, you would be fine. And that's what I'm saying. They take that money, take the fuel, and then they go on their way. So it's not personal. This is the way the market works. It works that way. So as long as you know these things, you'll be okay. So don't take it personal. It's nothing to do with personality. It's to do with the way they run the thing. This here, you can see it's just a really small pip. But that on top of the spread is taking out many people. There's so much money here. So much money here. This area. They've been taught, everyone's been taught to put your money above peaks and below troughs. This is where you've been told. This is where you've been taught to put your stop loss. It's fine, you can do that, but try and do it mentally, because you have to be watching. You should be watching your trade. You should be watching it. You're in the trade, you want to make some money, you watch it, because that there, look at that. That is, you will just be very unhappy to come back and see that you've been stopped out of a trade when you've done all your analysis and you know, or you're 80% sure it's going to sell off, and you were pipped out in the first 45 minutes. And then it done what you wanted it to do. You would be so angry. And it's happened to me plenty of times. It's happened to a lot of people. That's why mental stops are good. You see? I hope this has given you a bit of insight into mental stops and what trades to put on and stuff like that. We will look at it again on another video, but just to show you that if we were to go back into this trade, we would have been okay. It's still selling off. There's a lot of momentum going down. That trade was a good one. It's as simple as that. The trade was a good one. And it's still probably going to go down. Look at that. It's still going down. That's a decent trade. But like I said, we would have been out around 20. Don't get greedy. Don't get greedy, because you see this candle here? This could have decided to just shoot right up and then come all the way back down. So don't get greedy. Just do what you do. Take your money, leave, bank it, move on. Next trade. Until next time.